Think you're eating modern Italian food? Plot twist. Half the dishes on your plate are exactly what Romans ate 2,000 years ago. Every time you eat pasta, pesto, or bread with olives, you're basically having dinner with Julius Caesar. Here's the mind-bending truth. Roman cuisine didn't disappear. It evolved into the food you eat today. What Romans actually ate. Forget Hollywood's version of Roman feasts. Most Romans ate surprisingly simple, familiar food. Their daily meals included eggs, fish, vegetables, bread, and fruit. Sound familiar? That's because we're still eating the same basic menu. Romans started every meal with boiled eggs and ended with apples. They even had an expression ab ovo usque mala, from egg to apple, meaning from beginning to end. Your modern three-course meal is literally following a 2,000-year-old Roman dining structure. Emperor Tiberius was obsessed with cucumbers and demanded they be grown year-round in mobile gardens so he could travel with his cucumber supply. Roman food neuroses were just as weird as modern ones. The pasta connection nobody talks about. Here's where it gets interesting. Romans invented pasta, but they didn't know it. Their staple peasant food was called puls, a porridge made from wheat or barley flour mixed with water. Sound boring? This is literally the ancestor of every pasta dish you've ever eaten. Sometimes Romans would dry this puls in the sun, break it into pieces and boil it. Congratulations, you just learned the origin of spaghetti. Modern Italians still make polenta using the exact same method, just with corn flour instead of wheat. Every time you eat pasta, you're eating a Roman invention that's been continuously made for over 2,000 years. Talk about an enduring recipe. The bread revolution. Romans were bread fanatics with over 70 different types. Yeast, unleavened, wheat, barley, oat, rye. They had bread varieties that would make modern artisan bakers jealous. But here's what's really wild. They invented flavored bread. Romans were the first to add ingredients to bread dough. Raisins, dried fruit, olives, chunks of sausage and meat, nuts. When you buy ciabatta with olives at the grocery store, you're eating a Roman invention. They literally created the concept of specialty bread 2,000 years before Whole Foods existed. That expensive artisan bread you pay $6 for. Romans were making it when Jesus was alive. The pesto predecessor. Romans had a sauce recipe that will blow your mind. They mixed herbs like mint, lovage, celery, dill, and parsley into a paste, then added olive oil, vinegar, wine, and honey. Different herb combinations got different names, but it was basically the same concept. Sound familiar? That's because it's pesto. Romans were making herb oil sauce pastas before Italy was even called Italy. Your favorite Italian restaurant is serving you ancient Roman cuisine with a mock-up. The garum mystery. Now, here's where Roman cuisine gets weird. Every fancy Roman dish included garum, a fermented fish sauce that was basically the ketchup of ancient Rome. It went on everything, and without it, you can't authentically recreate most Roman recipes. Garum disappeared from Western cuisine, though similar fish sauces survived in Asian cooking. This is why modern attempts to recreate Roman recipes usually fail. We're missing the key ingredient that made everything taste Roman. Some chefs substitute soy sauce or anchovy paste, but it's not the same. Romans had a completely different flavor profile based on fermented fish that modern Western palates would probably find disgusting. The duck that came back. Here's a success story. Roman double-cooked duck. Romans would first boil meat, then roast it, a technique that seems bizarre to modern cooks who think it would ruin the flavor. In the late 20th century, French chefs decided to recreate one of celebrity chef Apicius's recipes from the 1st century CE. They made his boiled, then roasted duck with herbs. Turns out it was incredible. Roman duck, or Apicius duck, is now on restaurant menus worldwide. A 2,000-year-old recipe became a modern fine dining staple because someone bothered to actually try it. The simple survivors. The most successful Roman recipes are the simplest ones. Take grilled tuna from an ancient cookbook. Take a tuna tail, cut into pieces, grill thoroughly, season with salt only, drizzle with oil, and dip in strong brine. That recipe hasn't changed in 2,000 years because it didn't need to. Romans figured out the perfect way to cook fish, and we're still using their method. What didn't make it? Roman haute cuisine was incredibly exotic and complex. Stuffed pig nipples, nightingale tongues, sea urchins, liver sausages. Everything was doused in garum, honey, wine, and herbs in combinations that would probably taste terrible to modern palates. The fancy stuff died out because it was genuinely weird. But the simple, practical Roman recipes became the foundation of Mediterranean cuisine and spread across the world. The hidden Roman Empire in your kitchen. Romans didn't just conquer territory, they conquered your dinner plate. Every time you eat pasta, evolved from puls. Herb oil sauce, ancient pesto. Flavored bread, Roman innovation. Grilled fish with olive oil, unchanged Roman recipe. 3-course meals, egg to apple structure. You're participating in an unbroken culinary tradition that stretches back to Caesar's time, the real Roman legacy. Roman cuisine succeeded not through complexity, but through practicality. They figured out cooking methods and flavor combinations that worked so well they're still being used 2,000 years later. Your modern Italian dinner is actually a Roman meal that's been continuously refined for 2 millennia. The empire fell, but the recipes conquered the world. Next time you twirl pasta or dip bread in olive oil, remember, you're eating like a Roman. Some empires conquer through war. Others through really good food that people never stop making. Turns out the most successful Roman invasion was culinary, and it's still happening every time you sit down to eat.